And alright. Yep, everything is supposed to be correct. Hopefully. But we're going to basically hopefully finish this build today. Otherwise, I mean, in the next stream I want to get busy with what I had planned to build for Drew. So yeah, we need to finish this tavern today. So I'm going to stream until this build is done. But hey everyone. Also, hey Bolt. I need to get started with building though. Where should I get started? Probably just this, whatever it is going to be. I am really sad that we don't have like damaged walls. Because I picked up the blacksmith that I built in the previous stream, or 2 streams ago actually. And it just looks a little bit too pristine. But that's something you can't really avoid anymore with anything. Or just, yeah, you can't avoid it. So let's do that. I want to have that. Oh no, first I should get started with the roof. And so it needs to go into a square. It needs to go into a pointy bit. So from there, and then it needs to go into a pointy bit about here. It needs to be like 1 meter higher. All doable things. Sometimes. The only thing is I have literally none of the color scheme that I used to use. This is way too high. Sink it in a little bit. So I need to get the color from that roof again. Yep. Need to change the color of these things then. This is one thing that I was kind of amazed that Aston didn't figure this out already. That you can literally copy paste the code for the colors. I want to use this one, but I can't. Maybe I can. I can. I can use this, I just have to work around it a little bit. Although maybe I should center it. The amount of times that I've looked at S10 building and was just like, center it now. Do any of you guys ever have that when you were watching S10 build? Like, I'm not going to lie, a lot of my buildings are saved just because I align almost everything to the grid. stone. Now these can go. And all of these need to then basically go like that. Which doesn't look right. So I will have to use the smaller version. You're telling me, though. Yeah. I mean, he can still build really well. It's just that whenever he's building, it's just like, there's a crit, Aston. There's a crit. And he aligns it to their face, but then free boss rotation and everything is then slightly crooked. Yes, yes, yes. Also, just wanted to point this out. Nothing in Planet Zoo is actually a full-on circle if you look at it closely. Just to have the slight idea that it's like roof tiles. Now I have to make the colors match. That's slightly matching. Matching enough. I'm sure it's why it all looks natural and cool, but it makes me crazy. I mean, you can make things look natural without not aligning things. But I think by now there's no hope for him anymore. We have lost him to the non-alignment. Need to raise this up a little bit more. And this one still did need one of these. Why did this one not though? So it's not completely centered. This one I do have to freehand it a little bit, but again, not to the extent of Aston. Yeah. By now, he does do it, I think, on purpose. Alright, making sure that this is centered. Then just do that. These ones have to be, wait. So, no, go. So, not the cleanest roof, but it will work for what I want to do. So, push that a little bit. The fun thing is though, as Stan has probably said by now 1,000 times, I am working on something for him in Syana. Everything is aligned. Everything. Well, I didn't align everything in Syana, I aligned everything that I built. Because I want to align things. You can't stop me from doing that. So bolt, the next thing that you will see in Syana is not going to drive you crazy. I did, I think, make sure that S10 loses like 10 FPS. You should just pick something until it's sideways a bit and see if he notices. Man. Am I that evil? Yeah, I am. Without a doubt. Does actually work. Although actually not. The overhang should be longer. So I'm just going to change it until nothing is... When did I... There. Because it needs another layer. Like the overhang needs to be here. Yeah, I should probably... So... Move that away because otherwise I can't see things. And the tiny one. Just lining everything that's not completely fitting, although these ones can probably just go. So everything should be good now. You know, structure. Looking at you, Aston. I'm of course joking around. I mean, in a surprisingly short amount of time, I've just become the bully of Aston and Drew. I have no idea if this is actually... Well, it should be long enough. Like, that's not the issue. The only thing I'm worried about is it going to look good? Don't know why I copied that. Do need to copy this for the back of it. Just clicking that. I never truly trust multi-select though. Because a lot of times it doesn't select what you want, but does select everything that you don't want. Not to make it the correct. Yes. I think it also goes... Well, this one goes a little bit higher than what's supposed to be there, but... Meh. We love his chaotic energy. We do. It's like... I had something in my head and then I was like, should I say it like that? It's kind of like, you know, a chaotic dog. Like, yes, he will destroy everything in your house, but you also love him for it. Yes, I just basically said that Aston is kind of like a dog. Or is a dog. I can't get that to be completely right, but I don't think I ever will get that completely right either. So take your victories where you can take them, basically. Not aligned. By this point it's just I need to align everything. I can't live without aligning things. If I don't align things, then I am most likely sick. Or just, you know, not in the correct headspace. Although these buildings... well... Not everything is symmetrical and not everything is precise. It's the best way to say it. I want to have this here, but it's going to make it look a little bit not wrong, but this building is very square-ish, like it's very blocky, and I like that about the building. But it also makes that I should keep it like that. Because otherwise, why did I choose this building? And I need to make 1, 2. First off, let's get the easy route. Get these. Also, today's stream is kind of like an experiment. S10. First of all, hey. Second, Suyana lost 10 FPS thanks to me. And I'm not even halfway done, so... Also, I need to get this build finished, because otherwise Drew won't get his build. And I think I've been saying, like, oh Drew, you're going to get your build for 2 months now. And as then you know, we can't make Drew sad. If Drew gets sad, then he's annoying. Steady. But just because I was speaking about something before Aston rudely interrupted me. No, always happy to have you here, Aston. But yeah, today's stream is a little bit of an experiment because I'm playing the Witcher music, as you can hear. But because the stream isn't monetized, it shouldn't get me flagged. But we will see that at the end of the stream. Although the last time that I ever got flagged for like using copyrighted music, I got 60 copyright strikes in 1 day. Had to go through all of them because I did have the license to actually play the music, but that was a fun way to wake up. 60 copyright strikes, like, how? Like, which company went through all of that to copyright strike a stream, which then gave me 60 copyright claims? Which, yeah, did make me break out in a nervous sweat, because I was just like, yeah, if not even 10% of those like go through, my channel would get deleted. Also, as then to make you mad, Drew's build is going to be bigger than yours. Although Drew also lives in the city here, and he's a drunk dwarf. So, yeah, take that as you want. I'm basically going to massively inflate Drew's ego now. Well, not now, but in the next stream, as hopefully I will be finishing this build today. Don't give me that look, Astan. Don't. I will delete the llama of your well, off your farm. Also, just going to say this right off the bat. Those llamas that I gave you went crazy. Like, I was building, I think it was the windmills that I was building, and I just got indicator or message after message of like, this llama is pregnant, this llama is pregnant, this llama has given birth, this llama is about to inbreed. Like, what? Should I build in the animal park or the no budget zoo? No budget. Go insane, my child. Oh, I'm not helping then with whatever I'm going to build for Drew. No, but you can handle him as then. Maybe that's the reason why I try to stick out of the Discord. This is giving me flashbacks of what I'm building for Chiana. Just the custom roofs. Yes, also that. Everything is custom made. Everything. All the roofs, everything. But hey, you said you weren't too bothered by the FPS, so I'm giving you 0 FPS. Hey, Plastic Swans. Also, hey, McScottish. I got a section of one of my Twitch streams muted due to the copyright, even though I used a song from the same game series as other songs I used, and they weren't copyright muted. Also, hey, Poison. Hey. But did you get 60 copyright claims? I wish I were joking, but after that I just... Well... I just figured, like, yeah, how many times am I going to be streaming, so none of the streams are monetized, just so that I don't have to deal with any of that. Because, it wasn't too traumatizing, but it was definitely not the way I wanted to wake up. No, I also luckily didn't. But hey, because the streams aren't monetized anymore, there are 2 walls here, I think. Yep. No, don't give me that. I traumatized Bolt in her car. Mate, what did you do? Or is Aston just... Like, are you just a notoriously bad driver, maybe? Maybe it's that. Aston is just such a notoriously bad driver. That's the way he traumatized Bolt. Bolt, blink twice if you want to say yes. I have no idea though what's like on this side of the building, so I'm completely free when it comes to that, but I want to make it crazy because it's Valhalla. It has to be crazy. So let's have some twitching. She was listening to my stream going through a drive-thru, and the lady heard one of my own daddy moments. But that's the greatest way to do that. A couple of weeks ago I was listening to the stream and he was screaming like, "Oh daddy, call me daddy," while I was in the drive-thru. Which is bad enough that I have to remember that. Where did the "oh daddy" come from, actually? If I ever Alright, so I am basically the playground bully. And Aston is just the rebel. I need to get this beam here. Need to go. Is this your mountain village, Esten? Nope. I'm not showing him the mountain village until it's done because I want an audible jaw drop. And if I keep giving him spoilers on what I'm building, then I won't have that. Also because I'm a prick. There's a beam here and I want it. More grand than those windmills, Aston. More grand than that village. Or town, because that's going to be a town. More grand than the wizard's tower. More grand than Ulr's statue. You can't see the statue there because there's plants in the way. Also, I probably shouldn't have drank a whole pitcher of water. So I'm sure you have to gear up. Yeah, if Suyana is still playable by that point is the question. No, I'm not. I tried to make sure that I didn't go too insane, but it's just custom roofs. Like, custom roofs will kill anything. I completely forgot that I needed to make these beams underneath the building. Also, hey King. I always think of Poseidon when I see you. Like, just with Max Cottage, I always think of a red panda in a kilt. Which I hope he eventually will have a t-shirt off of. Because, of course, like, that is just prime merchandise. So, need to make this a little bit more. I'm gearing up. Actually bought a new house with an entire gaming room already. Yeah, you said that you were going to be like gone for at least this month, right? Which is actually sad because I really like to lurk mostly in your streams when I'm actually building myself. So need to delete that thing before I can place this thing, because unlike S10 I align things. Yeah, the village that I'm building for you completely aligns with everything. Why can't I change it? I totally lurk in streams when I'm building, it's the best. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like... I need to get this right. I want to have like a lot of these beams here just because I have no idea what's supposed to go on this wall. And I can't use those or support things for the next extension, which is going to be here. So it's nice to hear. Yes, we get the keys on Wednesday and we'll be renovating for 6 weeks. I think I just had the most, like the biggest brain fart. Like for a second my brain was just completely blank. But congrats to Influencer. And need to get, yep, I need to get this. This is supposed to go like that. No idea. It's supposed to be higher though. No, actually it's not. I just didn't build this completely correctly. But I'm now too far in to change things too much. So we're just going to leave it like that. I am going to make this slightly higher though. Like sometimes you just come at the stage of a build where you're just like, yeah, this is not exactly how I wanted it, but screw it, I'm not changing it again. And yes, I have done that sometimes, where I'm just like, I've built way too long on this, and it's this like a very minuscule detail that is bugging me, but I'm not going to change it because I don't want to feel like that. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Now get the hell out of here. Why did I roll the R on that? Didn't have the snapping thing. No, you know what? Delete it all. This is supposed to be tall. And it's a reference image. I'm not supposed to copy the entire building. This is supposed to be looking a lot taller than the other one. Need to get the color of this wall. And now it should work. And then this should work. And it should look tall. Yep, it also looks extremely weird, so that it's completely correct when it comes to this building. Oh, but Asden, I always wanted to ask you, and I did already ask this, but you didn't give an answer, so I'm going to ask it again. When did the "oh daddy" thing become a thing? I feel weird for just saying it. Like, when did that start? Unless you have already gone into lurker mode. It was from the movie Wild Hogs. So another movie that I haven't watched. The skinny dipping cup scene. That's a sentence that I never thought I would read. Yeah, you did. Bolt, you did. But hey, at least I now know my first murder shack victim. It was supposed to be Heather, but you volunteered. Sub. So. I don't think I'm going to give myself enough space to make that extension above here. However, what I could do is make the extension part of this one. You know, problem solving 101. Make things too big? Not a problem. Just attach something new to it. Or just change the design. This one needs to be... So the inventor of Poisonblade doesn't go first? Well, that's Drew. But I've already, like... As then you're probably going to hate me for this. But Drew in my mind is already an alcoholic dwarf. Asden is a fairy. Like, you know, kind of like Tinkerbell for some reason. But, yeah. And I know Drew is, I think, taller than me. I mean, I think most people are taller than me. I'm basically a life-sized hobbit. Not that bad. But I think he is taller than me. But yeah, in my mind, Drew is already a dwarf. So maybe that's already punishment enough. Because as soon as I get an idea in my head, it's not leaving. So now Drew is forever a alcoholic dwarf in my head. Which might be enough punishment. And yeah, I know for certain that Drew is taller than me. Because I'm like... Well, they say 5'8". But I think it's more like 5'7". Like, I was very happy that when they said it was like, oh, you're 5'8". I don't believe that. I don't think I'm that tall. I think at the best of times I'm 5'7". So I'm definitely not as tall as Drew. But he's still the alcoholic dwarf in my eyes. Yeah, I need to change this because it's sticking out. I think I made Aston angry. You're a fairy, mate. You're basically Tinkerbell. What's that in centimeters? 175 centimeters. I lost the reference image. Don't talk to me about being a midget. I mean, but here's the thing. I'm Dutch. Everybody here is above 6 foot. Like, literally everyone. So for Dutch standards, I am a midget. Like, all of my friends literally look down upon me. Well, except for the girls, but yeah. Dutch standards, I am a midget. I'm not too bothered by it. But I do also, like, in every fantasy thing, if I have to, like, include myself, make myself a giant. So I am overcompensating. Need to fill in this void here. I'm really expecting now to get like an angry message of SN, like, why the fuck am I Tinkerbell in your mind? You just are, SN. You just are. We love you for all your Tinkerbell-ness. Also, hey Amsler. Yeah, like Dutch people, like, probably if I was born in like the US, it wouldn't be that big of a thing, but every Dutch person, like, we are the tallest people in the world, and I am not living up to that expectation. Like, yeah, my father is probably well over, like, 6 foot. So I was always just like, you know, when you're a kid and you're growing up and you're like, only a few more years until I'm tall, and then I got halfway through, just felt like I got stuck. Like, where the fuck is my second growth spurt? Like, I'm not supposed to be this tiny in Dutch standards. Maybe that's also where the beard envy came from. All just compensating. But then I also call myself a squirrel, which is a small animal, so maybe I'm not completely overcompensating. Probably still am, but yeah, it's fun being basically average size in the rest of the world, but then in the Netherlands you are tiny. How the fuck is this building standing? Alright, Poison. Don't think about this building logically. Think about this building like it's New Year's again. I hope if any of you guys saw Esten's New Year's stream, hope you guys all forgot that I barged in there completely wasted. Like, you guys all forgot that, right? Nobody saw that. Well, I wasn't actually completely wasted. Sorry, I missed that one. How big is the average woman in the Netherlands? I think around my size, like my height. It's like the average size for a woman in the Netherlands. Maybe even slightly taller than that. Totally. See? You guys are good people. You forget it when I'm drunk. And I just lose all sense of self. I actually like the gap in here, and there's supposed to actually be a gap in here. But just visit Asia and you'll feel like a giant. I already did, and yes, I did feel like a giant. But then I was also again standing next to my father, so still felt like a midget. I'm not going to have the beer things right next to this one, so I'm just going to copy this window. Still amazed that I came up with the idea for this window. But I like this window. Gives me Hobbit vibes. And you know, it's a tavern. It's supposed to have a lot of windows because there's a lot of rooms, because people are staying there. Oh, this one needs to be aligned to this one, so I'm just going to copy that beam because it's easier than to try and align it. Boom. Planet Zoo 101. If there's an easier way, go for the easy way. Excuse me. Like I say excuse me, I don't even know if my mic picks up when I burp. Alright, buddy. Come to Papa. Don't know why I said that. Yeah, I think I scared S10 off with the Tinkerbell thing. Looks crazy and I love it. Do want a tiny window over here though. Do we have a tiny window on that height? Not really. We have these ones. I'm switching between playing Sims and Planet Zoo, and the difference in camera controls are making me crazy. Yeah, I haven't played Sims in such a long time by now, actually. Is this on the same height? It isn't. Say that as if it's like some kind of scandal. Like, I was actually thinking of buying The Sims 3 again. Papa P, please. Don't, Bolt. Don't. But yeah, I was thinking of buying The Sims 3 again, but then I noticed that it's expensive, especially if you want to get like the expansion packs, which is for The Sims like half the game or 90% of the game. Like, that's not something I'm willing to spend on a game that you usually play for like a month without stopping and then don't pick up for half a year. Like, am I the only one who plays The Sims like that? Like, play it for a month and then, well, then it's gone. That's too tall. You're cursed now, you're welcome. I should stop talking. Sims 4 with all the expansion pack is €1,000. Yep, and still some base things aren't in the game. So now whenever I feel the urge to play The Sims, I'm just like, do I want to make my wallet cry? Or do I want to not do that? And, you know, find something else. Because Sims 4 is expensive. I'm not saying you should just save. Uh, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying FitGo repacks is a thing and has Sims 4. Oh. Uh? I haven't done this correctly. Why don't we have like a 1 meter version of these? So now it shouldn't be glitching out like a crazy person. It's only going to go that far in. Yeah, this building is definitely losing it completely. So my brain is also just like, it's not symmetrical. And then another voice in my brain is, but it shouldn't be. My brain is a fun place. So, well, actually my brain is probably just one of the most dangerous places because it came up with Kiana Bashar. And that's one of the most dangerous places. I truly hope that we will be able to finish this today, but then it's also getting late. Is Isla Pacifica finished? No, and by this point I think it's just become a meme that every time I say that I'm like going to finish it, I end up building a Valhalla or Kiana Bashar. Like by now it's just a full-on meme that you should never believe it if I say it is finished. Like I don't know why I just don't finish it. Because it's not that difficult. It's basically 4 or 5 buildings. But just like, yeah, you could finish Isla Pacifica, but what about this weird freaking tavern in Valhalla? Like, that should come first. Also, the idea for this thing is literally to just stick it out of this. I think it's going to work if I blend it correctly. I think the music is now just finished. Oh, well, it immediately skipped to a next one, so that's good. Wait, I am going to change it though. Because... where is it? Where is it? It's usually here. There. I'm getting an ad. Yeah, I'm basically having music from YouTube just because... Well, I want some Witcher music, but then I also realized very quickly that a lot of it is like battle music, which doesn't work too well when you're building something. It works well when it's raining outside and you're trying to deliver newspapers and you're just annoyed. Because nobody likes the rain. Well, I think people like the rain as long as they're not in it. Like, I like the rain when I'm not in it. As soon as I have to be in the rain, then I am annoyed. So. But, you know, eventually I'm going to have to finish these Sivka just to stop it from becoming an actual meme. So, see you in 20 years. I wish I were completely joking, but I don't know for sure if I am. So. Alright, that music I don't hear at all. I'm probably going to regret turning it up louder just because I know that eventually like the drums are going to roll in. So. I lost my reference picture. Yes, I'm definitely not going to be able to finish this building tonight. Now that I see what I still have to do. That's far too large. Also, why is there one single thing here missing? Will your shoes be open to guests? Probably not. I mean, Valhalla doesn't have an entrance, actually. I want to make an entrance, though. But most likely they won't be really, let's say, visitable by guests. Because I always like to say this, but it is in a way true. Did I do this correctly? I don't know for sure. Alright, why did this only select one? So. But I always say like, oh, I'm not really building zoos, I'm building more worlds. Especially now that I've... Is this correct height? Should be. Just going to delete that. So. But yeah. They aren't really meant to be seen as zoos. Because I actually did get the question from someone in an earlier stream, like last week, like, oh, is Valhalla going to be more like a zoo? No, I mean, I'm building a town. Of course, I don't mind people asking that, because I mean, I am building or playing a zoo game, so it's kind of expected to build zoos. But like right from the get-go, nah. I just never really saw myself as like building zoos. And this needs one big window. Going to give it a tiny one. Well, tiny. I want a longer window. Then have this. And this. I again have no idea what Frontier thought we were going to use this thing for. Like, I have legitimately no idea what this was supposed to be. But it looks pretty. So I am just using it for this. Can I use this? What's up? So boop. Just dragging it a little bit farther away. So this one needs to go a little bit farther down because it's sticking out through the roof. It's not noticeable here, no. I mean, this literally does look like the dungeon that you would get like a very annoying side quest in. Like a very annoying side quest. Not just a mediocre side quest, it has to be very annoying. Also, you will get lost in this building. And then this. So just going to look to see, like, I've stopped the recording because I've basically done the most major things that needed to be done. That one can go. This one. Let me just change this up a bit. At the most, I will sometimes do a realistic build, but never a fully realistic zoo. What does this remind me of? Like, this music reminds me of something, but it's not The Witcher. Well, it will eventually probably come to me what the music reminds me of. Let's see how it looks in the place that it needs to eventually go. Because I have no idea yet what to do with the back of the building. I also need to still give it that chimney. Like, this building was supposed to go over here, but I don't think it really works anymore here. It also needs to go with the roads a bit more. Like, I think that this building needs to have like the sun in the front of it. Let me just see. I mean, if I do it like this, then I don't have to worry about the back. Just a small jump. Oh yeah, I should probably blueprint that building. This music reminds me of Halo. I'm going to make you angry, Bolt. I've never played Halo. Not even one installment of the franchise. But I think when the biggest hype for Halo was when I was still in diapers. Well, I think I was older than that, but I didn't really get into video games until I was like 7 or 8. I like how it's like, this is like gritty and all of this, and this looks really fantasy like. I need to build one of these buildings again. Yeah, I think I'm going to stream again tomorrow, so I can finish the building then, and then Wednesday we can start with Drew's Brewery. And Thursday hopefully finish Drew's Brewery. Yeah, there probably won't be that many videos this week either, because I'm working on Suyana, I'm trying to work on this. So I'm going to end the stream here. Way to make me feel old. I only played 1 and 2. I've not played none of them. But I mean, I am, when it comes to Planet Zoo creators, I do feel like I am the youngest, because most people that I meet or that most people that I met in the Planet Zoo community are in their 30s or getting to their 30s, and I barely passed 20. So in most cases I'm like the youngest person around. How long did this cliff with all the stones take? I mean, this one. I mean, didn't take too long. It was like I made a patch here and then I copied it all around, changing it a little bit. Like, that's how I do a lot of rock work now. I make one base and then I copy it around and change it along the way. So if you look closely, you will see some similar patterns. I mean, here it's most obvious. So this didn't take too long. But it's also going to, well, this is just rocks and it's 2,000 pieces. Like, I have no idea how many pieces this mountain here is. Like, that's not even on the whole mountain, and it's 6,000. Like, I think the majority of the piece count in Valhalla is just rocks. And closing that off. So the music just spontaneously dropped. I have a lot of rock work to do in my medieval alpine zoo. Well, then the best way to get like a lot done quickly is make one base and then copy it around, change a little bit, and then, you know, nobody will usually look too closely at rocks. Like, usually you're at this distance, and like, then, like, as I pointed out, like, this is basically the same here. Like, nobody will see it if you're like at this, because you go towards the buildings, unless you want to have like a very like important style somewhere. Because I mean, I think the only one where I really spend a lot of time is like this, but this had to look like some sort of wave holding up the tower. So yeah, only in certain cases now do I really make custom rockwork anymore. Usually I just copy stuff. Did you use the taiga or temperate rocks? These are the temperate because they have a little bit of a greenish tint. The taiga, I think, and the tundra are basically have. I think taiga is like completely gray, and tundra is just has like a blue undertone. I don't like things usually to have a blue undertone, because that usually makes it look a little bit cold. Like, things with a green or a yellow undertone usually look a little bit more lively, even if the building is like a straight up ruin. But yeah, as I said, I am going to stop the stream here. Mostly because, I mean, I'm spinning the camera around. That's usually the time when I end the stream, because, and that's usually the time when the inspiration kind of drops down. What pieces did you use for the grain fields? These are the Trioda grass, and they came from the Australia pack. But if you sink them in to only have this like yellow bit showing, like I didn't sink it in here actually, but yeah, if you make whole fields of these, it just looks like grain. I am probably going to build more of those here, so though, because Valhalla is supposed to be like a very fertile valley. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe an hour earlier or same time. I don't know for sure yet what time I'm going to stream tomorrow. But anyway, bye bye.